Today, let's talk about the gearbox in Formula E cars. First off, do they actually have one? The short answer is not in the traditional sense. Current Formula E cars from the Gen3 era to the latest Gen3 Evo use a single-speed reduction gear instead. Think of it as a fixed ratio gear. Set that scales down the motor's high RPM, which can top 20,000, and boost the torque to the wheels. There's no shifting, no clutch, and no complex multi-gear setup. So while we might say they don't have a gearbox because there's no shifting involved, technically this single-speed setup is still a gearbox, just a simple one. To understand why, let's look back at the history of EV transmissions. Electric cars aren't new, they've been around since the late 19th century. Early models used simple single-speed drives because the electric motors deliver instant torque right from 0 RPM. However, during the Model EV revival in the 2000s, engineers tried using multi-speed gearboxes to mimic gas engines. Take the original 2008 Tesla Roadster. It was supposed to have a 2-speed manual, but the motor's massive instant torque might share the gears, leading to reliability nightmares. Tesla eventually scrapped the idea for a single-speed setup, focusing instead on improving the motor and battery. This was a turning point. It proved that for most EVs, gradually, multi-speed boxes just added unnecessary weight, cost, and complexity. By the 2010s, mainstream models like the Tesla Model S and the VW's ID series all went single speed. Why? Because the electric motors have flat torque curves and high RPM limits, meaning one fixed ratio can efficiently handle everything from city traffic to highway cruising. Now, let's zoom in on Formula E. When the series launched in 2014, the Gen1 cars actually used a 5-speed sequential gearbox, drivers shipped with pedals, just like in F1. Back then, every motors weren't as efficient and were limited to 150 kW in race model and 200 kW for qualifying. The RPM ranges were narrow, around 8,000 to 12,000 RPM, plus the torque curve wasn't perfectly flat, so multiple gears helped keep the motor in its optimal efficiency band, maximizing output for acceleration at mid-speed corners and top speeds on street circuit. It also borrowed from traditional racing know-how, making it familiar for drivers. So during the time, multiple gears were necessary for the Formula E cars. But the change came fast. Starting from Season 2, the rules opened up, allowing manufacturers to develop their own motors, inverters, and gearboxes. This sparked a period of heavy experimentation. Teams tried everything from 2, 3, even to 4-speed setups. However, by the end of the G1 in 2018, the industry reached a consensus. Everyone switched to single speed, as motors become more powerful and efficient, featuring broader torque plateaus and higher RPMs. Multi-speed setups lost their edge. They simply add unnecessary weight, energy loss, and more potential failure points. Finally, how do everyday EVs stack up against the Formula E? It turns out mainstream road cars use the exact single-speed reduction gear principle as current FE cars. Both rely on a fixed gear ratio and a differential to deliver power to the wheels. No shifting, no extra drama. The key difference lies in the tuning. FE gears are optimized for aggressive truck performance, while home EVs are balanced for efficiency, comfort, and range. Although a few high-performance models double in 2-speed setups. They are the exception, not the rule. This proves that whether on the street or the track, we've effectively outgrown traditional multi-speed gearboxes on today's EVs, thanks to the incredible advancements in EV motor tech.